Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I was talking to some people in my comment section. Being in the military isn't like a special anomaly. I mean, the things that we do, I feel like anybody would do in that same situation. I know for me, it's important for me to be able to provide for my family, so I chose to make the military a career because I love what I do for the most of the time. I mean, not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows, as they say. But I love the fact that I get to do something different every day in the military. Being a military police soldier, I joke with people sometimes, you know, the MP can mean a lot of things, but a lot of times I tell people it means multi-purpose. My time in the military, in the 12 years I've been in the military, 12 years I've been in the Army, I should say. I've been in the military 16 years altogether, but the 12 years I've been in the Army, I have not done the same job anywhere I've been. I mean, literally, I've done something different everywhere I've been, and each job has been rewarding in its own fashion. Some things I like better, some things I like worse. Some jobs have been easier and some have been harder, but I think that overall, I have got to experience a lot of things that a lot of people in their lives will never get to experience. So for me, I joined the military right out of high school. I went to the Marine Corps first, and I was in the Marine Corps band for 4 years before I got out, and I went back to college full time. I didn't know a lot of the opportunities existed that I know about now, so hopefully I can share some of these things with you guys to help better prepare you for the things that you can do to set your life up better. My kids definitely will have a leg up because I'm teaching them the things that I wish I would have known when I was a kid growing up. I thought that I knew a lot of things, but I realize now that I did not know a lot of things. I know a little bit about a lot, but not enough to get to where, you know, I want to be. I don't regret any of the things because they made me the person that I am. And even though I didn't necessarily get to go and do some of the things that I now realize are available to me, being in the military has definitely changed my condition. I mean, I grew up in rural eastern North Carolina where, I mean, as a kid I was outside barefoot and played. Me and my cousins went hunting. We would eat what we hunted, or fish that we caught, we ate those things. Not that we couldn't go to the grocery store and eat, but I mean, I grew up really country, like I should say. I know country, you know, is different because I talked to one of my friends from Africa and he laughs at me when I say I grew up in the country, but I grew up in, I guess, a rural part of the state where, you know, there were fields surrounding our houses and things like that. And later on in life, we moved to the city, and I definitely got cityfied really quick. Humble beginnings helped me appreciate the things that I have now. But the struggles that I dealt with as a kid, my children never had to deal with. That's one of the aspects that I love about the military, because it becomes like, I say, like a equalizer in a sense, to where once you come into the Army, we're all treated basically the same. Not to say that people's individual experiences aren't going to be different. For me, I've had some things where, you know, I felt like maybe I could have been, but I don't let those things get to me, because I refuse to believe that anyone has the power to deny me what I want to do with my life. I am the master of my own domain, in the sense that even though I may be facing adversity, it's still up to me to be able to overcome that adversity and do certain things. And I would say for a fact, without a doubt, the military has given me the ability to change my condition, to better myself, and to basically change my family. Like, in my life, what do I live for? You know, I'm not trying to be selfish, but I want to be my kids. I want them to look at me and say, you know, this is where it changed. This is where our family switched as far as, you know, where we were economically, where we were in the basis. You know, I set the catalyst for people. I mean, my mom was the first one, I think, out of our family to go to college and graduate. And then now I have multiple degrees. You know, we could talk about later how I finished high school and whatnot, but I have multiple degrees, and I'm not done. You know, my kids, they understand that they can be whatever they want to be, but they have choices now. Not necessarily that I didn't have choices when I came out of high school, because I had choices, but I was limited still by the things that I saw around me, you know, the people that I saw around me. Whereas my kids have lived in 6 different places in the last 12 years, and the military has afforded me that opportunity to be able to show them different things that they would not have got to see if we were to stay, you know, just in North Carolina. I mean, where I joined the Army at was a little bit bigger than where I grew up. It's called Hickory, North Carolina. And so we had, you know, different things there. It wasn't very rural in that area, so, you know, I was exposed to different things, but it's still limiting in the factor, you know, the brain factor, because the people that are there, you know, still small town compared to where we live now. I mean, I live near Riverside, California, which is in the Inland Empire area, where there are millions of people. You know, we're like less than an hour from LA. There are millions of people who live in our area, and they get to experience different cultures. But we lived in Brussels, Belgium, where there are also millions of people there from all over the world. You know, Brussels, Belgium, they call it the crossroad of Europe. And if I would not have been in the Army, I would never have been able to probably live in a place like that and be able to experience those things and show my kids those different cultures and the people. I mean, my neighbor in Belgium didn't even speak English. They spoke French, and the way we communicated each other was literally through hand and arm signals, which was cool though, because they were really, really nice people, even though we couldn't necessarily communicate. And then on the other side of me, we had Turkish neighbors, and they barely spoke English. Only their kids spoke English. So we were able to translate with them, but the people across from me were Belgian and Americans, but it was like a basic melting pot, just on my street alone, where people were from all over the world, got to experience different cultures, but we were able to get along and do different things and show each other's our cultures at the same time. So it was an excellent opportunity. The military definitely provided and gave me the opportunity to do those things. I mean, I got to be a drill sergeant. I got to go to combat. I know some people. I always tell people I envy those people, because I never knew I was going to be in the military when I was a kid. So when people ask me, "Are you going to retire? Are you going to stay in the Army forever?" I'm definitely going to retire. I'm at that point in my life where I know that this is the career that I'm going to have. I only have a few more years before I hit retirement age. But growing up as a kid, I never knew the military was going to be the life that I was going to choose. If I had to do it all over again, I still would pick the military, because, like I said, it showed me and opened my eyes to so many different things that I now know are possible because I was able to get out and do them. Some not by choice, some by choice, but I guess ultimately I had the choice anyway, because I made the decision to be in the Army and to do the things that I'm doing now. And I don't regret any of that in the slightest. I have several goals that I still want to accomplish before I retire from the Army. I should be promoted within the next couple months, which would afford me the opportunity to stay in the military longer than 20 years. I don't know yet if I'm going to stay longer. Like I said, there are a few goals that I want to accomplish before I actually hit the retirement button and hang it up and leave it for somebody else. I think that I still have things to offer the military, have things to offer the Army, and I have things to offer soldiers. And as long as that's the case, I'll stay and continue to process and do the things that I need to. And it's conducive for my family. They are the ones who actually sometimes pay the price. Coming here was a little bit harder, and I got to see that aspect with my kids, them having to switch schools and so many different personalities, so many different friends, so many different classmates, things like that, where, I mean, now they keep telling, I give it out, shout out to all the military kids out there. You guys are resilient, and don't let anyone ever tell you anything different, because of you, we are able to do what we do, because even though I'm doing what I'm doing to provide for my family, ultimately, it's still in their sphere to have to deal with my decisions. When I pick a different place to go, they have to deal with those things as well, which is tough. And so that's kind of another thing I'm thinking about. When I get to the end of this assignment, this tour, I'll be close to retirement, to where I probably can drop my retirement packet. But based off of my family situation and where I am as far as the goals that I wish to accomplish while I'm in the Army, I will make that decision then, whether I want to stay in the Army longer and go to a different duty station, or whether I'm going to hang it up and pursue other endeavors. I don't necessarily regret any part of my military career. There are some things that I may have done differently though, but only because now I have different knowledge, and maybe I would have done a few things differently. Maybe I would have failed a couple things twice. I tell you guys now, while you're young, enjoy being young. Enjoy living life. Have as much fun as you can. Make mistakes now. Fail hard. I tell my cadets all the time, while I'm teaching them, and then my soldiers, you can ask them. I tell soldiers all the time, fail hard. While you're out there, I would rather someone tell me to stop than have to push me forward. Fail hard now while you're young, while you still can make mistakes. I mean, I'm 36 now. I had a birthday a couple weeks ago, you guys know. And even though, I feel young still, I know that, a lot of my years are gone. I still have a long way to go as far as the things that I want to do, and I plan on living a long and healthy, prosperous, successful life. But fail hard while you're young. Don't rush into things while you're young, as far as like relationships and commitment. Have fun. Those things will come later. Just maximize your time and maximize the things that you're doing with your life. Well, I'm not going to hold you guys too long. Just want to get up here and talk a little bit, but that is why I decided to make the military career, because it's changed my condition and it's put me in a position where I can maximize my potential and get to greatness, guys. Every day do something to make yourself better. If you can help others in the process, do it as well, guys. Till next time, get to greatness. Peace.